business this evening will be Ms. Ashton Hutchinson, actually with the South Central Alabama Development Commission, and just helping us with our grant. So it also begins public hearing. Come on, Ms. Ashton.
Eligible activities under this category include water and sewer infrastructure, road and drainage projects, housing, rehab, demolition, and acquisition. The purpose of this hearing is to inform you that the Commission is considering an application to resubmit last year's CDBG project to resurface County Road 7749, pave County Road 2256, and relocate the associated water lines. Should the county submit an application, it will be available for public review and comment on or after July 22nd, 2019. That is the application deadline. If the county is successful in receiving this grant, citizens will be given the opportunity to comment on the project throughout the life of the grant. At this time, I would like to turn it over to the public. If you have any questions, comments, or opinions, now is the time to voice those concerns.
Is it in a way possible? 7749, this is disaster right now. We got school buses, it's not running right now, but it's been running. And one way in and one way out. So if anything that's to happen, we drop it.
That's all I have on the public comment side. If there are any questions related to the CDBG program, I'm happy to answer any of those questions. We missed this project last year by 2 points. So we hope that adding in the water this time is a separate activity, that will give us the bump we need for this project.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Ashton. Thank you for being here. Be careful. Ms. Tammy didn't come in. Okay. Easily.
Good afternoon. First item we have is the CDBG project that Ashton just discussed, and there is a resolution in your agenda package there for you to approve if you so desire, and we'll get that turned in along with the road paperwork. And number 2 on ours is the other 2 24-month plan projects. That's to resurface County Road 2219 to County Road 2253. And we have provided you there with memo just like this, detailing the bids and recommending the award to the low bidder. Third, we have personnel recommendation that's within your agenda package for the operator 4 position that we've been advertising. And I believe that's all we have that requires action tonight. We do have our industrial access project is still on there under current business, and of course we have no news to report on the CDBG EDA part north of the middle. That one is still on hold, but the other project, the IA/federal aid project in the south of the middle, is under contract, and the contractor has informed us that they're planning to start on the 17th, which I believe is next Monday. So, good news on that front.
Good. Anything else? Questions or comments?
Russell, go ahead. So, just for public consumption, so we had how many pipes were there in this rain this weekend?
Just two that we know of. We did have one other dirt road that was, had kind of cut into, had some severe erosion that did not involve a pipe.
And we're a week out getting them fixed because of materials.
Yes, that's right. We shopped around all day looking for the proper size pipes that we need for those two locations, and they are unfortunately not available for many of our vendors, so they're having to actually manufacture the right size pipe for us. And they're telling us it'll be in the middle of next week, so as soon as we get that material, we'll be out there installing those pipes.
I know we pushed and we're trying to get information out to the public as fast as we can, as much as we can. So, you guys work corporately today to get that information out on everything. One of the things we probably need to should have put on there is the reason we had that long delay, which I'm glad. I know now that people are paying attention. Because several of the phone calls I got were driven by why is it going to take a week? Which is great. Now we know they're paying attention to our posts. But, I would have done the same thing, but I would put on there, it'll be a week to get it fixed. Thanks. So the more information you get Courtney or whoever the kids has got designated, that would because it was, at least one of the ones that called me, I know they're paying attention, because the first thing he asked me is if our backlog is that bad, he'll do his setup. And I assured him it wasn't our backlog, so he's been paying attention to that for him. And then that he watched it, he saw that post about how long it was going to be.
That's good. And I will mention too that sometimes they take much longer than a week, depending on the situation. Sometimes we give them in a day. So that's a good question as far as why is it going to take a week. But that could either be a long time or a really fast replacement, depending on the situation.
Well, and I know we talked about it several times, and I think this was some of the information that you provided for us last week or the week before. We went and spoke to a civic group, but some of the numbers of the pipe failures we've had are staggering. And I'm not sure that that's not something that we can't get Courtney to get out there in some way. Hey, here's one of the things we're trying to fight so this doesn't happen, and that's what was it, a failure a week for the last 3 years almost?
Just about, yeah. And that's, some of that may have been left over from the 2015 flood, but the main reason for that, and I'll mention this since you're on that subject, most of our paved roads were built in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s under the Farm to Market program. And most of the pipes, the culverts under those roads were corrugated metal pipes, and they were just galvanized, most of them. So those pipes, in many cases, have already reached or exceeded their life expectancy. So that's why we're seeing a lot more of them that are causing problems. And that's kind of a big ticket item right now. And that's the reason why. And there's a lot of them out there.
Anything else?
Yes, Russell does, we have a problem at the shoulders of the road. Cincinnati did all this good spraying and it killed all the vegetation at the side of the road. Now on the side of the road is pretty close to about 5 to 6 inches deep on the side of the shoulder of the road. And people at night have a hard time going to work and they run off the road and come back and they bust a tire or something like that, What can we do, group do to secure all of that? Because it's just not just in one district, it's in most of the district where all is, and this little rain came and it made it that much worse. I know on one road particularly, and I hated this, about the accident that happened there. And, you know, young lady went head on to a truck, you remember that, in your district there in front of Frank Wheeler. And that side of the road was just at least 8 inches down. And you can't control a car back once you get on the top of back on the paved road at night.
Commissioner, let me ask you a question there. First of all, I don't know of any crash that's been caused by the road anywhere in Pike.
Well, I'm not saying that's
If any
an
crash is
accident.
caused by the road and we find out about it, we're going to remedy that situation. So let's be careful how we say that, please, sir.
Well, I am. I'm careful how I'm saying that, Russell, because when I find out, I went out there and looked and I see you know what had happened. And the sidewalk road, it's just not there. It's everywhere in the county. You know, and I'm just asking you, let's see, can we solve this problem for these accidents won't happen to us?
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm asking you to do.
I'm attempting to answer your question, and I've got an answer for you.
Yeah.
If you'll let me give it to you.
Give it to me.
This is the time of year, regardless of how we handle our vegetation management program, and we have sprayed since the early 1990s in one form or fashion. Shoulder maintenance is an ongoing issue for every road agency in this country. It's an ongoing battle, regardless of how we handle vegetation management, especially on our narrow roads that have heavier truck traffic on them. So this is the time of year that we handle shoulder maintenance, and we are working on that right now. As a matter of fact, we have a list. Every year during the late spring, early summer, we try to develop a list of shoulder maintenance, and we're working on that right now. So if you know of a particular area or road or spot on a road that needs to be addressed, please call us and let us know. And that goes for any dangerous situation or potentially hazardous situation on our roadways. Because as you know, things are constantly changing. So if you see a place or you hear of a place, please call us and report that so that we can respond to it.
Russell, you should have a man checking that at all times, because it's really necessity right now for us to do that. I don't know about your manpower. Do you have the manpower to do it? But
we do road inspections.
Yeah.
We do not have the manpower to constantly drive around the county and inspect every mile of road. So,
well, the guys was out there all the time. They're on the road all the time. They ought to see that and report it themselves. You know.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Commissioner? Anything else? Okay, Russell. Thanks.
Thanks.
EMA.
Just have really 3 information items. If you haven't been up around Meadsville, they have begun on the Meadsville shelter. This time they've got a lot of foundation work done. I haven't been back up there since last week, but that project is finally underway. So hopefully we'll see something pretty quick there. 2 other items. Pike County is going to be participating Wednesday in a medical surge test in conjunction with the hospital and for health and rehab and the Alabama Department of Public Health. This is a process where we go through to see how quickly we can move patients out of these medical facilities. So that will be going on Wednesday. We are not moving patients. We're simply going through the motions, make sure we have the resources and we can get these folks moved if we had some type of disaster or some type of weather emergency to try to make sure we can get them moved to another location into a safe environment. And lastly, tomorrow we're hosting hopefully the first of a quarterly first responders meeting. This is more of the heads of each of the first responder agencies, including law enforcement, fire, and EMS and E911. And we're trying to do this on a quarterly basis just to get together as a group of leaders in those areas and collaborate, communicate, know what's going on in each other's area and see what we can do to assist one another and to strengthen our response to things throughout the county. By responding to things jointly if at all possible. As we move forward with this, we certainly will invite some of the commissioners to come to this and That's all I have. I don't have any action.
What time are they use?
It's gonna be at noon tomorrow. Is that too late? I mean, that's just tomorrow.
Oh,
We can do it whenever after that.
Question? Anybody? All right, thank you, Mr. Hurd. Attorney's report. We do have a couple of items that we will need to go into executive session for at the end of the regular meeting, and those should fall under the exemptions.
Review those and they do.
Commissioner report?
Got one thing.
Yes, sir.
Really quick, Brundage is hosting the Making Alabama Celebrating 200 Years exhibit. It's a exhibit that's traveling around the state over the next 18 months. And they're hosting it at Pike County High School. I think it'll be here through next Friday. It's a pretty good exhibit. They had a reception there at the opening yesterday, so I've got Courtney some information to help get the word out. So just, I wanted to say something about that. And the second thing is our local bill was signed last week by the governor, so that passed and got approved.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else, Don? All right. Go ahead.
last week, I went up to the ACC office, we had a working comp, board meeting, and everything went good. We was talking about how the transition went, and it get done real well, and it was on top of everything, the bills paid, and we still got some money on hand.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. Administrative report.
Good afternoon. First, we have asset disposal. There's a memo in your package. We have 3 servers that we have replaced over about the past year and a half in our office. We feel like everything's good and backed up and working well with our new servers, and so I want to ask for those to be disposed of. That can roll over to current business, and we can take care of it at that meeting. But we'll get them disposed of properly because they do have some information on there that needs to be taken care of. So I'm not asking to surplus or sell those items because of that. If you don't have any questions on that. Second, there's a memo in there from our probate judge for personnel. He had to go to a meeting out of town this week, and so he could not be here tonight, but he did ask that he would like to advertise for a court assistant 2 position in his office. The lady that he had asked for a general leave of absence for, she's not able to come back to work, and so he's ready to try to fill that position. If y'all could possibly go ahead, suspend the rules, and let us go ahead and get that advertised for him so that he can get somebody in there. Next is the retail beer, off premises only. This is on the Roost, at the Roost on 130. I believe that is in Commissioner Copeland's district. They have turned in all the proper paperwork, have already had the advertisement run in the paper, but we do have to hold the application for 30 days in our office, so it cannot be voted on until the next meeting, the 24th of June. It'll have met the 30 days at that point in time. And lastly, under my report is the executive session, 2 of them, 1 for safety and security matters and 1 for matters of commerce and trade. That's all I have under new business. Under current business, the only thing that I have will be item number 6, EMA director. I know we've had some talk about possibly doing a contract for that position. Mr. Herb's been nice enough to do it now for almost 2 years as interim, and we looked at a contract. I've had our attorney Alan look at it. I think that everything's good in it. It's in your package if you'd like to look over it, and we can move on tonight, or if y'all want to take a week or 2 and let's look at it the next meeting, that'll be fine too. If you've got any questions on that.
I heard it satisfactory to you then.
Was your draft? Your draft approved by both of them?
Circulated and for you to look at it a couple times, yeah.
Okay.
Then other item that it's on here is the District 2 Precinct 6 location change. Would be change the voting location that's currently at the Armory in Troy. George Wallace, changing it from there to College Dale Church of Christ. There's been some small issues along through the years there, and this would be a better place. We've got, the poll workers have asked for that change to happen, and we've gotten approval from almost all of the board. At College Dale, we're waiting on one more signature, but we've got some time, and we think we can get that letter in within the next week or so, and that way it'll be ready to be voted on at the next meeting. And this would be where, for Commissioner Sullivan's district there. But,
All right. Whatever.
that's all I've got.
Question? Comment? Thank you. Okay. We can now come to a close with our work session and public hearing, and we will convene for the regular meeting at 6 p.m.